If you work in university maintenance, Granger considers you an MVP because your playbook ensures your arena is always ready for tip-off. And Granger is your trusted partner, offering the products you need all in one place, from HVAC and plumbing supplies to lighting and more. And all delivered with plenty of time left on the clock, so your team always gets the win. Call 1-800-GRANGER, visit Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
When you manage procurement for multiple facilities, every order matters. But when it's for a hospital system, they matter even more. Grainger gets it and knows there's no time for managing multiple suppliers and no room for shipping delays. That's why Grainger offers millions of products in fast, dependable delivery, so you can keep your facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And just like that, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for checking out this edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. I'm your boy, 12 Kyle, and we got a special co-host on this one. Well, they're all special co-hosts, but this one's he's very special. As you can see from the title, if you've been following the podcast from time to time, we will do what we call the three-peat series, where we take an artist and we examine their first three albums. It's not the middle three. It's not their last three. It's just their first three albums. And it's called a three-peat because it's like a championship run. So for you to make a three-peat podcast, you got to have three solid initial albums coming out of the gate. And the artist that we're going to talk about, if you know me, you know that I stopped listening to this guy a long time ago. But I cannot deny what these three albums were. And while I don't listen to his music now, I don't pay attention to him now, I will say these three albums are incredible. And that's what we're here to talk about. And of course, you see, I'm not doing this podcast alone. I am joined by one half of the almighty Frocast. Not the best half, but the other half. Wow. My man, King Jerm from the almighty Frocast. Jerm, what up, baby?
What's going on, Kyle, man? Thanks again for having me. Excuse me. Just sipping on some of this good wine at the 12 Kyle studio. It's delicious. What year was this again? A 58? What is this? Some expensive shit. That's all I know. It's expensive. Thank you for having me, man.
This guy, man, anytime, bro. You know how we do, man. Me and this dude, we go way back, and he's been on here before, so he's no stranger to this podcast. And he has an extremely dope podcast that drops every Friday, and we'll talk about that in a little while. But yeah, you kicked the idea to me about doing a three-peat on Kanye. As I mentioned, I stopped listening. I full disclosure, people. I stopped listening to Kanye's music long before he started saying this dumb shit he's been saying these last few years. However, I think I checked out after the Twisted Dark Fantasy album. But I will say this much. Again, when you're talking about these three albums, I'm just talking about the music. So in preparation to get ready for this podcast, I had to obviously go back and look, because I literally have not listened to these three albums in years. I mean, I'm talking, God, it must have been at least 7 or 8 years. It's been that. Now, of course, I've heard songs. I mean, if a Kanye song comes on in a club, I'm not getting mad and stomping off the floor. But I just, for personal reasons, stopped listening to his music. The music didn't appeal to me before he started, saying dumb shit and running with Duke. But that's beside the point. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to focus on these three albums. But I wanted to get that out because I wanted people to know, particularly the people who know me personally, know that I don't rock with this dude. But again, that's beside the point. Jerm threw the idea out, and when he go ahead.
Quick question. When you refer to as Duke, you're talking about Kim Kardashian, correct?
No,
Oh,
no, no.
okay.
Duke, the former.
No. I thought because I feel like Kanye went crazy when he started running with that Duke. So that's what that's what I thought you
No,
was
I'm talking
referring
about
to.
the former leader of the free world, Duke.
Oh, okay, that guy.
But I can't. Yeah, I just will not ever mention his name. But yeah, and to be honest, I think I don't really know that he's been the same since his mother passed. I mean, I'm not a psychologist, but I think, maybe there's some trauma, or there's some stuff that he has not gotten over or gotten through. And I haven't lost a parent, so I can't tell him what he should be doing or how he should feel. But that being said, I think just from standing from afar, I think he's gone through some things. So, like I said, I had my own personal reasons as to not listening to his music, but, going back to these 3 albums, Jerm, I was really, really reminded of how dope he was and how much I liked him at the time that I was listening to this music. Cause I mean, I've been jamming this shit just like it was yesterday, and it feels, good. So we can go back, man. We can start off with the first album. The first album, man, it was, I can't say it came out of nowhere, but this was his first championship. The first championship was The College Dropout. Now, The College Dropout was released on February 10th, 2004. So, Jerm, where were you when The College Dropout hit the streets?
I was currently living in Athens, Georgia. My wife was in school getting her PhD at UGA. So, I just got married. I just got married like a month earlier. You know what I'm saying? So, just married life was still fresh on me. I was still a newlywed and everything. So that's where I was. I got married in January. This album came out in February 2004, you said? So, yeah. I was just a month into marriage. So, yeah, I was trying to figure it all out. That's where I was.
Trying to figure it out. I know that's right. Shout out to Queen Germ. The other half.
What have I done? I was like, what have I done? Like
the better half of the Almighty Broadcast Podcast.
I agree with that to a certain extent. She is my better half. She bounces out.
Oh, no doubt. But yeah, it's I feel you. Let me see. February 2004. I was definitely here in Atlanta. And it's funny, man, because it's like when you think about these dates, you have to kind of figure out where you were in life. We were married. At the time we only had Dion and Cameron, our 2 older sons. And so they were little. And I was in Atlanta working, man, and chilling. I remember when this album came out, and I remember I got the CD. And we had obviously heard so much about him, and we'd seen him produce for Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel and everybody on the rock, but we didn't know. I mean, you thought he could rap, but we weren't really sure how an album was going to sound. The College Dropout debuted at number 2 on the US Billboard. Sold 441,000 copies in his first week.
Real
of course,
albums,
he had
people.
singles like Through the. Yes, real albums, not streams. Yeah. These were albums that you had to drive to the store, purchase, come back home, and either listen in your car on your Walkman or whatever the case may be, or your tape player for that matter. These were real albums. Sold over 3 million copies, 4 times platinum. And I mean, he had songs like Through the Wire, Jesus Walks, All Falls Down, Slow Jams. So he had chart toppers. If you had to pick, Jerm, what were some of the things that made this an outstanding album in your opinion?
Song wise, or just moments? Which one are we talking here?
Just in any way that you want to describe it.
Okay.
This is on you.
Well, my favorite songs on the album was Spaceship, because I was at a situation where I was at a job where it just felt like I had to get away, because I felt like I reached my ceiling there. Well, basically they told me I reached my ceiling there, and I was just like, unless I was going to commit my life to the company, then, and I wasn't willing to do that. So that song really rang true to me. Last Call, that to me is one of my favorite Kanye West songs. Like it's at the end of the album is basically him just telling his life story in rhyme, and that shit was fucking dope. Even though J. Cole killed that shit, I still get a nod to Ye. You know what I'm saying, for that one. And It All Falls Down. That was another song. I know that was one of the hit songs, and it was a song, just something that we needed to hear, you know, because Black people, we get caught up in the materialistic things, and, you know, and that shows our worth, you know, where you can, we get caught up in the moment, and that song right there kind of brings it in perspective, you know what I'm saying? And so, and that, it was just that album, it was something we needed to hear at that time, because we was in the midst of the snap music, I think, and the money era. Was like hip hop was big money then, you know what I'm saying? So I think it was something that we needed to hear, and just hearing it from somebody that used his real name, you know, it was just like, it was somebody that was rapping with my regular name. I'm a regular dude. I'm not no thug. I'm not no killer. I'm not none of that other rap stuff. I'm just a regular guy. And that, you know, that I just think that was something that we needed at that time. And Kanye West was filling that void that we needed in music. It still was something that you could listen to with your boys in the club. It was still something. It was something you could play everywhere. You know, everybody. It appealed to everyone, and it had a message. It just wasn't stupid rap. And so that's what that album was. You know, at that time, it was very. You know, it was good. It was good.
Oh, no doubt. I'm in agreement 1,000%, man. I think what made the album outstanding? I think one, the looking back on it, and I low key forgot about the skits. The skits were funny because you had wasn't that D. Ray Davis impersonating Bernie Mac. Impersonating Bernie Mac on the skits, and it all centers around Kanye being a student going back to school, and you know, he in real life had gone to college, and he did drop out of school. And he kind of brings that home, like you mentioned on Last Call, which is track 21. But I think that stood out to me. You know what, man, I was because what happened was when I first started listening to it again, I listened to it without looking at the tracks, just to see if I could remember like what was the next song, what was coming. And I didn't really remember who all was featured on the album, because again, it's been a while since I've listened to it. I couldn't remember who all was featured on it, but like when I started hearing some of these features, I was like, you know how like sometimes you can have way too many features, and I'm a person that's I'm not really a fan of a whole bunch of features on an album, but these features, as many as he had them on here, they fit. Like it wasn't overkill. And you know, like I said, Kanye is a guy who I can cut him a little bit of slack like that, because I think he's not, you know, a lyrical miracle guy like Eminem or Jay-Z or somebody like that, but he can rap. And obviously we know his production, which is another thing I think that was outstanding on this album. You know, we knew what he could do coming into an album, you know, from his work with Jay-Z and, like I said, Beans and the rest of the Rockefeller roster. But he showed his ass with the production on this album. I mean, it was incredible. And again, going back and listening to it again was like just a treat. And I probably say the third thing that stood out was, I gotta say, Jesus Walks. And the reason why I say that is because even though Jesus Walks is it's one of his biggest hits on any of his albums, I remember being in I was in VIP.
Of course.
But I didn't pay Jerm, right? I didn't pay him.
Of course, celebrities never pay.
No, man, no. I was there with some friends at Club Visions. And I just remember, man, it's a huge club. Well, it used to be a huge club in Atlanta. And I just remember the DJ played Jesus Walks. And Jesus Walks is not a club song, right? And it's a slow, it's really, let's call it what it is. It's a gospel. It's a gospel song. And when it came on, I mean, like, Jerm, I kid you not, you saw people literally like bum rushing to the dance floor. And it's not really, I mean, the next time Jesus Walks comes on, try to dance to it. It's not a song you can dance to. And I mean, it was just people just standing in the middle of the dance floor, and they were just I can't really say they were dancing; they were more bopping than they were dancing. But I had never seen like a gospel song played in a club, and I think that song was just huge. And it's when you listen to it and you listen to the music and the melodies of it, and if like me and Jerm, well, I don't know about, well, I'm sure I know Jerm grew up in a black church.
Of course, I'm black.
It just takes you back to church, man.
Yes.
In it as well, right? It just the messaging in it too. So, those are the things that stood out to me about that or some of the things. My next question: what song or songs could you have done without on this album?
I'm catching flack for this one. I'm gonna go with "Never Let Me Down." I do not like that song. That's the Jay-Z song. The New Workout Plan could deal with that one without that one. And it was 7 skits on the album. Some of them skits we could have did without. It was 7 of them. Like, come on. That was a lot of filler on this album. Then I looked at the track listing with 20 some songs, 7 of them skits. So you're down to about 14 songs. So, I don't know. Cut down on some of the skits, and this would have been, I mean, it was a dope album, but I think over time, some of these songs were like, but
Okay. You know what I'm gonna need you to do? I'm gonna need you to answer the question again, because like your whole answer got cut out. You went out for a second, but you good. So just
Okay.
just go ahead and start it from now. I'll edit that part out.
I'll start over. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Go ahead and start over.
What songs I could have did without? I'm going to say "Never Let Me Down," song with Jay-Z. The New Workout Plan.
Mm-hmm.
I just never was a fan of that song. That almost made me not listen to the album, because I think I heard that first, and I was just like, I don't know about this, this Rockefeller, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, during that time, like, what?
Right.
Like, I can't, I'm not listening to this. This guy came out with 2 polos on, with 2 collars in a book bag. Like, I'm not, because, it was a lot of things with me. Like, I was just like, I don't know about that. So that one, and then some of the skits, It was 7 skits. I think they could have cut down on some of the skits because it was way too many. Because like I said, over time, it seems to like weigh the album down and make it feel like filler. And if you take away a lot of the skits, you got 14 songs. So, but it still was a good album, debut album. But if clean up some of them songs, it'll be all right.
No doubt. Yeah, I'm with you on New Workout Plan. I think I'm trying to think, like the first time I heard it, I was like, man, what is this? Like, because I felt like the album was riding. I mean, the album goes from like you said, Spaceships to Jesus Walks to Never Let Me Down, and then Get 'Em High, which is a banger. And then the Workout Plan skit comes on, and then this New Workout. And I was like, and that, I guess for me, that song got tired really quick. But yeah, I much like you, I probably could have done without a few of the skits. And the one thing that I learned that I probably already knew, but since I hadn't listened to this music in a while, this is a pretty damn long album.
It is.
This album is over an hour. So like, even when I got to the skits at the back half of the album, I was like, damn, because again, the first couple of times I listened to it, I wasn't looking at the tracks. I was like, damn, man, this ain't over yet. Like, and then I had to
Didn't
go back.
He do like back-to-back skits?
76 minutes.
Didn't he do like back-to-back skits near the tail end of that? Like, I was just like, what's going on?
Tracks 14, 15, 16, and 17 are all skits. And then it goes into 2 words, which is track 18. Yeah, with Most Def and Freeway and the Boys Choir of Harlem. Yeah, so and that, to be honest, Jerm, that's what 1, 5. That's almost, just doing the calculation in my head, about 6 minutes worth of skits.
Good gracious.
So, I could see how over a period of time people would get annoyed with that. Now this album had a championship moment. Its championship moments In 2004 was nominated for an American Music Award for favorite hip hop album. In 2004 was also nominated for Billboard Music Award for hip hop album of the year. In 2004, it won a Source Award for album of the year. In 2005, it was nominated for Grammy album of the year. And also in 2005, it actually won a Grammy for best rap album. So overall, man, how do you think this album impacted you, or if it impacted you in any way?
Well, I'm going to say for the culture, it impacted the culture. It made it okay to be yourself and be a rapper. You didn't have to have an image, a gimmick, or be another character to be in the rap game. Not saying he basically did what Fonte was doing and magnified it. He's like, oh shit, this dude named Fonte out here rapping. I'm gonna kind of steal his style because he's one of the people that influenced Kanye's style. Let's not get it fucked up.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So Fonte made that lane for the Kanyes and the Drakes and the Kendrick Lamars and the Jermaine Coles. Just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? In rap, you don't have to be this, Rick Ross character or this Young Jeezy character or this, you don't have to have this, alter ego. You can just be yourself in rap. And so that's what I think this album did. It showed you like, look, you can be yourself and be successful.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I think it impacted me in a sense because it was a guy who was just a regular guy. You know what I mean? Like he was, like you said, he wasn't talking about selling dope. He wasn't talking about killing nobody. It was no mafioso rap. It wasn't even really shiny rap because at the time Kanye didn't have any money. So, he couldn't come in and talk about, icy chains and Benzes and stuff like that. So he kind of appealed to the everyday fan. And I think that's one of the things I liked about it. It impacted also, I think, because what we saw was a guy that was really, really hungry. He had established himself as one of the up and coming producers in hip hop, but he was hungry as an MC. And honestly, I think when I say the old Kanye, because people hear me talk about the old Kanye, this is the old Kanye that I missed. This guy was, he was rapping like he was rapping his ass off, like he was rapping, like he was still trying to get a deal. And you got to think if he's in a room with, the likes of Jay-Z and Dame, he's trying to impress them because they know that they got a guy like Beanie Siegel who can rock the mic. They know that they got a guy like Freeway who can rock the mic. And Kanye, I think they initially, and he's talked about it before, they initially just thought he was just going to be just a regular producer rapper. Like they knew that he could produce and they wanted him for that, but they didn't, he wasn't looked at as a long-term, star or anybody that they felt was going to be able to carry an album as an MC. So, and he illustrated that on the song that you mentioned on Last Call, which I think, like you said, is an incredible song, which details his early career and what he went through, and how he actually got to Rockefeller. So yeah, that was the first championship. So then we moved to the second championship, Late Registration. This album was released August 30th, 2005. So King Jerm, where were you August 30th, 2005?
Oh man, 2005. I was still at that dead end job. I was a year later in the marriage, got through that first year, you know what I'm saying? We were still in Athens. It's August. I think I just found out my wife was pregnant enough with our second child. You know what I'm saying? So I think we just found out maybe in that month beforehand or something like that. So yeah, so that's where I was.
Wow. About to be a dad.
times two.
Yes, sir. Yeah, because
that was the second one.
Yeah. For me, 2005. Yeah, we still had Dion and Cameron. Brandon wasn't here yet. And just working and chilling and settling into, at the time, that would have been coming up on 4 years of marriage at the time. So it was I do remember this one coming out too as well. I had a lot of fun when this album dropped. So yeah, the College Dropout was a huge success, and obviously, and Late Registration followed and was very similar. This album sold 860,000 copies in its first week. 860,000 hard copies that you had to go to the store to pick up. It wasn't no streaming. It wasn't no, wasn't no file sharing and stuff like that. I mean, we talking hard copies. And obviously he had
during the file sharing era. That's it. During the
during
file sharing.
Great point. Great point. This was during the file sharing era. He had singles like Touch the Sky, Heard Him Say, and Gold Digger. What did you like about this album? What did you think made this album outstanding?
Well, this album showed us that Kanye was a star on his own. Like this album showed us like it just wasn't the Rockefeller backing. Like, yeah, the Rockefeller backing got him in the door, but he showed us why he deserved to be in the party with this album here. Like you said, the singles, it sounded cleaner. It sounded more like the music was bigger. And I mean, he had star power on here. He had reached for I think this is the one that had the Blue Man. No, this one with the Blue Man Group. This is the one that had you said Touch the Sky. Yeah, like Lupe on this one. Oh my gosh, that was one of my favorite songs. Yep. Touch the Sky, like, because it was just like the way it sounded. When you listen to it in something with a good system like that, it was a great sounding album. And this album here showed me like Kanye is a star. Like, I was just like, wow, like this guy really impressed me. He did it again because I like this album 10 times better than the first album. Like this album, because it holds up to this day. Like, man, it's a tough album right here. The second album, woo, I was just like, man, Kanye did it. Sophomore slumped my ass. I was like, this man came out here swinging, man. So that's how I feel about this album. It was real good.
Yeah, man. There's a couple of things I think that stood out to me that made this album. Again, the production. And like you said, I think we as fans were really blown away because if he had come out and flopped, I mean, you kind of we'd have just chalked it up. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing we could have done or said because the College Dropout was so huge. And this album was crazy. Like, and he had, again, I'll go back to what I said a little earlier, the guest features that didn't necessarily overflow him. And these were bigger records though. These were even the radio singles were big. The Touch the Sky joint, Heard Him Say, Gold Digger. I mean, Gold Digger was on every single radio station. The video was on every single TV station. Yeah, man, it was and I think I remember hearing him in an interview. He said that he was trying to make stadium music. Well, this right here is stadium. A lot of these songs are stadium songs. My joint on here, Diamonds Are Forever from Sierra Leone, with Jay-Z. Come on, man. I mean, they're going toe to toe. And I think, Kanye is doing his best to hold his own against his mentor, his big brother, if you will. But yeah, I love this album, man. I think it's I was really surprised because I'll be honest, I thought he was gonna fall off because I just didn't know. And I mean, from having Jamie Foxx, Lupe, like you mentioned, Paul Wall, GLC, I'd forgotten about the crack music joint with The Game.
Game ain't do nothing but say it's the crack. I think he only said that.
I mean, but still, but I mean, The Game was hot then. So, for him to get The Game on, We Major with Nas.
Cameron
wasn't really. Yeah, now that song I really wasn't a fan. I was
whoa, hey, Cap, whoa.
Yeah,
we're not gonna do that.
Wasn't a fan.
Cameron is in my top 10 all time.
But I mean, full disclosure, I'm not a fan of Cameron's. So, not that he's bad. I'm just not a fan of his music.
In the words of Dr. Brace, we got a hater in the house. We got a hater in the house.
Hey, well, I'm in the house on the couch with my feet up. I take that back. I'm not a hater. I never got into him or his music. I just didn't. And it's not to say that he's not dope, because I'm sure the people like you who
He
think
invented
he's
swag
extremely
rap.
dope. I just never got into him.
Yeah, he invented that swag rap that everybody loves today. Cameron invented
I
that
didn't
shit.
know.
Yes.
Well, what happened to that swag rap? What happened to that swag rap in the verses, though? What happened to the swag rap in the
I
verses?
mean,
You don't want to
Cam's
talk
not
about
a
that today.
performer. He's not a performer. He was just like, man,
Exactly.
yeah, they were okay with rapping over their own,
You
like
know, I like
rapping
the
over there.
rapidy raps.
Yeah, they was like, we're not performers. We don't perform together. The Locks still perform together. It was a more cohesive. It was just like it was like performers versus these dudes that do club spots that show up at 1:00 and the club closes at 1:30. They get up there and do 3 songs over during the real song. And that's not
Right.
two different classes of artists out there.
That ain't them. You
So,
right.
yeah, but
You
I'm
right.
just
You
joking.
right.
I'm just bullshitting. But I do like the song with Cameron on it, but it's not one of my top that I have off the album. Like, I love We Major, like you said, because anytime Nas raps over good beats, I like Nas. When Nas picks the beats, I don't want to hear Nas. Like I tell you, anytime I want to go to sleep, you put on a Nas album that's not King's Disease.
The shade, stop it.
I'm telling you. I mean, besides that first album, that was the industry. Like nobody gets that top promo in they first. Like, Cal, me and you could do an album if we get Primo, Q-Tip, Large Professor.
Hey, man.
What's my name? Pete.
Arguably the greatest hip hop album ever. How dare you?
Yeah, because they had the greatest production ever. You can't fail with that production.
No,
come on.
No, it's the rhyme. But you know what? Let's stay on task. We can talk about that. We can argue about that on another one. No, you could. So what song could you have done without on this album? Or song?
Man, Bring Me Down, man. And then I just didn't like that song with him and Brandy.
Featuring Brandy. Okay.
Yeah. I just didn't like the sound of it. I mean, it was mostly the beat that I didn't like on it. It was mostly the beat. Change the beat. I might be in, but the current beat they have with it, not rocking with that one.
I actually liked it. I thought it was pretty decent. I'd probably say, I mean, and he wasn't as skit heavy on this one. But again, this album is 70 minutes long, so it's over an hour. Yeah, the Gone with Consequence and Cameron. Even when it came on the first time, I was like, "Oh, skip."
Oh my god, man! Hey, Ye spitting on that song though, man. Hey, they spitting on that song though, man. You got to check it out, man.
You have to tell me about it, because I think every time that I listen to it preparing for this podcast, I think I skipped it.
You got to listen. Ye is spitting on this song. It's your sweet brother.
I was in the truck like, Skip. I was sitting at the light. Skip. Okay, where we at? We on diamonds. We're on diamonds. We're on the bonus diamonds.
Please,
okay, here we go. Yeah, that's
give it a shot. Please give it a shot, man. The song.
Okay. Hey, man, if somebody asks, yeah, but Cameron is too. And so
Cameron came through on that song, man. Consequence was spitting on that song. He probably wrote Ye verse. That's what I'm telling you, man. It sounded the same.
Probably did. So the championship moment, this was in 2005, was nominated for Vibe Awards for Album of the Year. Was in 2006 was nominated for BET Hip Hop CD of the Year. 2006 was nominated for Hip Hop Billboard for Top Hip Hop Album. In 2006, it won Billboard Hip Hop Awards for Top Rap Album. And in 2006, it was nominated for Grammy Album of the Year, but did not win. But it did win a Grammy for Best Rap Album. How do you think this album impacted you, or just you could talk about how you thought it impacted the game?
Well, that music, the new music, I was a grown man then, so it was different. But as far as the impact, like I said earlier, it showed that Kanye was a bona fide star. He had star power, and I'm pretty sure this was about the time when he was wilding out with Amber Rose. If not, this started it. You know what I'm saying? So, he became an MTV staple on this album. Like, he was just everywhere. Pepsi commercials. Kanye was a star. So it just let me know that he had got out of the Jay-Z shadow. Since Jay-Z didn't believe in him in the beginning. Dame really believed in him. He had to convince Hov to give him a shot. You know what I'm saying? His words, not mine. Because people think I hate Jay-Z. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not. Whatever. But anyway, getting back to Kanye. It just like it just showed me his star power, and that's what I knew. He was a star. He wasn't going nowhere, and he was setting us up for some shenanigans later down the road.
Right. I agree. I think it impacted the game because I think his production style changed a little bit, and he went from the speed up samples to just really getting into what he would become. I think if you listen to this album production wise, you'll see some of the influence that he had on not just other producers, but just rap in general. But I thought that this was a really, really dope album. And I enjoyed, again, going back and listening to it because I realized, again, like I said a little earlier, I forgotten how good some of this stuff was. And I was like, damn, I remember. And so I'm rapping alongside. I'm like, okay, yeah, this shit. Like I said, it's not a situation where if his stuff comes on, I'll turn it off. But yeah, it was good going back to this one. It was really, really good going back to this one. And now we move on to the third and final championship, and it was called Late Registration. Again, staying with the school theme, he went from being a college dropout to graduation to late registration.
No, I think this was graduation.
From college dropout to late yeah, there you go. To graduation. This album was released. When was this album released? September 11th, 2007. Where were you, King Jerm?
Hate to say it, I still was at that dead end job.
Damn, Joe, you didn't get away from that job.
Nah, I was still there, but funny thing had happened. We had just started our own website earlier that year in January. So I was just like, man, we were doing a music review site. And so, this album came out, we had to review it because at that time we was hungry in the game. We was doing we'd do like maybe 40, 50 reviews a month. Like we had like everybody was doing reviews and this shit was crazy. So that's where I was at that dead end job. But I started my website, we had started a website. We was like, man, we just thought we was going to be rich from the internet. And here we are.
And what's the name of the website?
I was nappyafro.com. It's still out there, man. We still out there chugging along. There might be a music review on there, when you hear this. Who knows?
Wow. That's impressive to say that because you've seen a lot of websites come and go from 2007. Yes. Damn. That's what you call being ahead of the game. What was our 2007? Okay, 2007. We had Brandon in 2006, so we had our third son. I was at that company? Oh no! When this album came out, I was actually unemployed. I remember this now. Yeah, man, the job. Oh man, that job. But it's good because what happened was I was at that job and I knew that the end was coming. Like I just knew it was coming, and they offered us a severance. And I remember I was talking to this lady named Miss Carol. Miss Carol, she kind of reminded me of Esther a little bit from Sanford and Son. And Miss Carol said, she walked over to my desk. She said, hey, are you going to take that severance? I said, Miss Carol, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. She said, shit, you better take that damn severance because they're going to shut this motherfucker down in a minute. And sure enough, I took the severance and it was like that June of 2007. And bruh, by the time this album came, like end of September, the feds kicked in the door, shut everything down. They took people to jail.
Jesus.
Not many workers, but like the higher ups. But now, I was not employed. I was sitting on that severance money, just chilling. I was like, man, I'm gonna rock this for a little bit and collect me some unemployment, and then I'm gonna go try to find me another job. But
so that's how you did it. You sold all your stock in the company.
Look at this guy.
You had the golden parachute. Okay, now I get it. All right. It's all making sense now. It all is making sense.
Man, You can't make a golden parachute out of $3,000.
Okay.
oh boy, you stupid. I should have told. I forgot who I was talking to. This man thinks I got
Yes.
money.
Yes, man.
But anyway, so that's what I was doing when this album dropped, man. So this was again the third championship, not late registration. I keep saying late graduation. So what made this album outstanding to you, man? Because this album, again, he sold through the roof. Now we said the last album, late registration, was 860,000 hard copy sales, first week sales. This one, 957,000 week sales. So he almost goes platinum within a week.
Jesus.
Many people remember the stuff surrounding this album, and what I mean by that is he was going head to head with album sales with a guy that you guys know of, a guy by the name of Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent. And there was a public battle, not any beef, but 50 Cent was sold on the fact that he could make it a better album than Kanye. And so what happened was 50 Cent decided that his album was going to come out on the same day as Kanye's album. And this was something, let me tell you something, kids. This was something that was huge back in the day, because normally if you had a megastar dropping their album on a particular day, you didn't want to drop it because that means nobody was going to buy your album. So 50 actually said in the weeks leading up to their albums being released on the same day that he would retire as a rapper if Kanye outsold him in the first week. Now he backtracked. His album was called Curtis. He backtracked on that statement because obviously he had contractually more albums to do, so he couldn't retire off that. But Kanye beat him, and to be honest, 50's sales and his marketability as a rapper kind of waned after. Not that he fell off, because 50's still doing his thing, but he was never as hot as he was back then. I would just put it like that. But this album was through the roof. He had songs like Stronger, Good Life, Homecoming, amongst others. So what do you think made this album outstanding? What were some of the features things that you really liked about this album?
Just off top, three of my favorite songs. One was Barry Bonds, because Ye showed his lyrical ability, because he was rapping against the rapper eater at the time, Lil Wayne. This one, Lil Wayne was on his run. So for him to go toe to toe with Lil Wayne and maybe even out rap Wayne on that song was amazing to me. Flashing Lights, another song where I think Kanye, because with this album, he experimented with his sound. You know what I'm saying? He went over that hill. He was like, you know what? I see what they're doing in hip hop. I'm gonna take it up a level and change it up. Go experiment with some of this Euro, whatever they call that crazy weird music over there, that BPM or whatever, EDM sound and all that. Yeah, he incorporated all these different elements into hip hop and really, he changed. I'm not gonna say he changed the scope of it, but he opened up to different interpretations of hip hop. Because whether you like it or not, it's once it's rooted in hip hop, you can make it your version of hip hop. As long as it's the base is hip hop, it's still hip hop. So what he did with this album, he expanded the sound of hip hop on this album, and it was like a worldly album, but it was still dope.
Oh, facts. I agree 1,000%. I think he definitely changed a lot with this album. That lead single, Stronger, like you said, it was kind of techno, EDMI kind of influenced. It was just different, but it was something that was banging. It was on Black radio stations, it was on white radio stations, it was on MTV, it was on BET. He did his thing. You mentioned I had to look it up real quick. You mentioned Barry Bonds. Now I do see, as far as writers on here, I do see Kanye's name, I do see Lil Wayne's name, but I also see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other names. I wonder if these other people wrote on this album, or if it was maybe they played on the album.
What's Sci-Hi name? What's Sci-Hi name? He might be on there.
I don't know. No, I don't know Sci-Hi's real. No, that ain't Sci-Hi real name. His real name can't be John Ventura.
Nah.
But yeah, it was you know what was interesting was I think you're onto something. He went toe to toe with Wayne. And if someone said Kanye out rap Wayne on this one, I wouldn't necessarily disagree. He went to and at that time, like Jerm said, there was nobody hotter than Lil Wayne. I mean, not even Jay-Z. At this was mixtape Wayne. So, you know, to be honest, I was surprised that Wayne actually put him on this album. But now he went toe to toe with him, man. He went toe to toe with him. What else did I love about this album? Obviously, Flashing Lights. I love the joint with Premier, Everything That I Am. I love that joint. And I really liked that he ended it with Big Brother, a tribute to Jay-Z. And he kind of, when I even going back listening to it now, he kind of explains and describes, like, you know, how he and Jay-Z came to be what they were. And I wonder how things are with him and Jay-Z now. I know it's not what it used to be, and you know, Jay-Z was on the last album. From what I heard, I didn't listen to the song or anything.
Business decision by Jay-Z.
What, Jay-Z wanted to ride the wave, or you just,
of course, like he always does. He finds a way to scheme. Now all of a sudden, Jay-Z been selling crack to us for years. Now all of a sudden he's giving you buy paintings, buy real estate, love your family. Whoa, Jay, hold on.
Jay-Z's
I'm still getting money from
75 years old, man.
Exactly.
He's 75 years old, man.
Wearing a wig.
He can't be
he's wearing a wig, man. He needs to take the wig off and just be an old man.
You know what, man? You know what I said?
What?
Jay-Z fell off when he grew his hair out. He fell, you know, that's when he fell off, when he grew his hair out.
Hey, Jay-Z fell off a long time ago to me, like Blueprint.
Or
3.
you can make the case that he fell off when he got married.
That was the best business decision in his life, though, because she got him in doors that he never could got open. But this ain't that show for that.
Yeah. We have to table that for another discussion. But but yeah, I enjoyed that one too. I thought this was a solid album, man, from top to bottom. And you know, again, Kanye didn't disappoint. Now, what song or songs could you have done without on this album?
I'm gonna go with Stronger. I did not like that because it was just too weird.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was just, you know, I'm not the experimental rap guy. Don't come to me with that, because it takes me a while to get, you know, to warm over, you know, certain things. Like if you got a corny gimmick coming out, I'm not gonna listen to you. Like I will hold that against you for the longest. Like Big Crit, I didn't listen to him. His first mixtape, Crit Was Here, because I was like, Big Crit. What kind of name is that? But then when I listened to actually listened to the album,
Jerm, from the South, Jerm.
I didn't know he was from the South. I didn't know anything about him. I just looked up, I like Big Crit. Okay. Like I thought he was from Detroit or something, you know. So I just really didn't, you know, at that time. But when I listened, I was like, man, I really slept on this album. This is dope. So I didn't like Stronger because, like I said, just the new sound. I wasn't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying the song was not good. It's just I wasn't ready for it. And Drunken Hot Girls. That's when I didn't like that song either. Like Kanye, come on. But then that's the kind of wild and shit he was on at that time. So I could see why he would make a song like that, you know. But other than that album, to me, when I say the second album was dope, that third album was even doper, because it was just like, you got the song with Good Life. I think this one had Homecoming, coming home again, and I'm coming.
Yep.
That shit, yes, man. So this album was dope. This album was dope, super dope to me. I mean, it's like Kanye got better. Yes, he got better each album.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I agree with you 1,000%. He finished with Homecoming and Big Brother, so I thought that was a crazy and dope way to end in the album. Let me see. So, Drunken Hot Girls. Yeah, I didn't skip it. I listened to it just because, but I mean, I'm a fan of Mos Def, but I could have done without that. That's probably the only one I could have done without. Everything else seems to flow within the album, and I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, Kanye, I don't think he disappoints at all. his championship moment. He won the American Music Award for favorite rap album. He was nominated for BET Hip Hop Awards for CD of the Year. He won the 2008. Excuse me. He was nominated in 2008 for a Grammy for Album of the Year. He won a Grammy in 2008 for Best Rap Album. So, what was the impact you think this album on the game and or you or whomever? What do you think the impact was?
Well, this album impacted me because I think this was the year he went to the MTV Music Awards drinking Hennessy out the bottle. And I knew once I saw him on the red carpet with that bottle of Hennessy and he was drinking it, I was just like, whoa, something bad is going to happen tonight. And that's when he went on stage and did the interrupted Taylor Swift and everything. So that taught me not to drink Hennessy out of the bottle at an event where you could embarrass yourself. And yeah, so that's what I'm going with that.
Man, you got a great memory, man. I remember that, but I didn't know I forgot about the Hennessy.
Yes, he was. I mean, he had like a half a gallon, or it might have been just a fifth. It might have just been a fifth of his, and he was drinking it straight out the bottle. And that's when he took the infamous picture where he was squeezing Amber Rose's butt and all that. Like I said, this night's not going to end well.
Wow.
Kanye's going to win. And I think that's when crazy Kanye was born. And, he never went back from that moment.
Yeah, man. You're right. I mean, everything changed after that, man. I think this, I think the impact was when I hear a song like Stronger, that let me know that he was willing to push whatever limits that he had, or actually that there was no limit as far as like what he could do sonically. Exactly. And I think everything changed because Stronger sounds a lot like the stuff that you would hear later on in his career. So yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think it was a game changer. But I forgot. I didn't forget that he bum rushed the stage, but Hennessy. Wow. Yeah, Hennessy will do that to you. But yeah, I think that was the impact. So before we get out of here, Jerm, I know you kind of alluded to it a little earlier, but rank these albums. 1, 2, and 3, The College Dropout, Late Registration, and Graduation.
Well, I know the least favorite on the list, and this is not a diss, people. This is 3 good albums. So my bottom album would be College Dropout. Okay. Too much filler. I mean, it's dope, but still too much filler. Now 2 and 1, I could flip a coin here depending on the day of the week, but today I'm gonna go with number 2 is going to be Late Registration, and number 1 is going to be Graduation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think Graduation is still Kanye's best album, to date, because that album, like I said, it's top to bottom, is solid. Like I said, the experimental, the new sound, pushing the limits of hip hop, making you think like, damn, I wouldn't think I like something like this. You know what I'm saying? So he did all that with that album. And the lyrics was on point, and so I'm gonna go with that as my top Kanye album.
Okay. Graduation. Okay. I'm gonna go reverse from you. I'm going to say, the albums, if I had to rank them, they would be based on how they came out chronologically. So, Graduation is the 3rd best, Late Registration is the 2nd best, and I think The College Dropout is the best album. I think. And honestly, if I keep it real with y'all, I think these are his 3 best albums, period. Now, full disclosure, there's quite a few albums that I haven't listened to that I probably won't ever listen to. But for my money's worth, I mean, I know Twisted Dark Fantasy is high on a lot of people's
I don't understand the love the album gets. I don't get it, because I listen to the album and I'm like, how is this one of the top hip hop albums of all time? I'm just like, what? Like, are y'all? But then I think this album came out during the blogger era, so
had to be
social media people, the influence and all that. Right, so I'm thinking that's the only reason why they ranked that album like that, and because there's no other reason why I could understand, because I'm like, it's not doper than the first three. You know what I'm saying? The beats might be, it's just too dark, and I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I need to go back and listen to it now and see if it stacks up against these other three. But you know, I'm also a fan of 808s and Heartbreak, so that was maybe because
it's terrible.
No, that was not a terrible. Maybe you just had to be going through something at that time. Look. Maybe you just had to be good.
Hey, no. Hey, bro, I just told you I was unemployed when one of these albums dropped, and I was loving it. So I was going through something.
But 808s and Heartbreak, man, it was different, man. It was like I love Lockdown, and it was that one song, Street Lights. Oh my God, that might be one of my top 5 Ye songs, man. So you know, I don't know. Like I said,
did you see the movie Set It Off
with Latifah and all them?
Yeah.
Yes. You
remember that scene where Queen Latifah she stole a car and she was throwing CDs out the window? That's literally what I did to that CD when I bought it. I played it once and I threw it on 285 here in Atlanta. And somebody ran. I'm sure it was I probably ran over and got broken into pieces 1,000 times. I hated 808. I literally listened to it one time. I was like, I cannot believe it. And I mean, like, I had spent my $12 on this, man. I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. But yeah, I'm with you. Here's what I'll say about my beautiful twisted dark fantasy. And again, there's no shade to nobody listening, but if you're going to take it, how you going to take it, just take it. Here's the correlation that I found, Jerm, just in the people that I know, the people that I've seen, not the people I know. Let me retract that. The people that I've seen on social media who love this album. What I've been able to surmise is that when this album came out, everybody was like 13 to 15 years old.
100%.
That's the common theme that when I see people talk on Twitter talking about this album, everybody is like
25 to 30
at this point. Yeah, exactly. That's how old they are. So if you were in like high school or middle school, high school, when that album came out, you probably think it's better than Paid in Full.
This album changed my life. Yeah, because you was fucking 12.
Exactly. You know, you had your first girlfriend, got your first kiss, you might have got your first trim. I don't know, but yeah, that's the only correlation that and it's just, again, that's just my experience. If you're older than that and you love this album, please hit me up. I can only go by what I've seen. Everybody that I know that loves this, my homeboy Matt B, who's been on here, Matt loves that album, and Matt is 27 years old.
Yes.
So it was right around the time Matt was like 13. Exactly. He was like 14 when the album came out. Shout out to Matt. But yeah, it's, you know, that's what it is. But yeah, man, I had to get you to rank those. Before we get out of here, man, Jerm, tell people where they can find you, where they can find the Dope Podcast. It's the dopest podcast in New Zealand. Tell them about the Frocast, man.
I mean, you can catch Frocast every Friday on all DSPs, man. We on them all. You know, just look us up, the Frocast or Frocast. I don't know how it goes. You can catch me on Twitter at the Frocast. Catch me on Instagram at Frocast. Like I said, me and my wife, we just do a podcast. We just try to entertain people every week, man. We don't take ourselves seriously, so please don't get offended by anything we say. We're just talking.
Hey man, hands down, one of the best podcasts. It's probably you know what? It's the second best podcast that you'll hear in the podcast world.
Oh man,
I love them, man. I love them. I love listening to them every Friday, man. They crack me up. Like you said, don't take it serious. But it is hilarious. It's usually an hour to an hour and a half of just pure unadulterated fun and shenanigans, and it's all off the script. I mean, like, they are so real. Like, sometimes they have on-air arguments that they don't sound contrived at all. Like, they sound like they might still be arguing once Jerm hits stop recording. So, but yeah, dope podcast. And I mean, they've been doing it. Y'all up to what, 400 at the time of this recording? 470 something episodes?
477.
Wow. So at the time of this recording, they've done 477 episodes, and some of y'all can't get 10 episodes done before you quit
without taking a season break. You 10 shows, and you need a break. Like, Kyle, look, just what season would you be in of your show, Kyle? Season 37, 40? You'd be like the Simpsons. Man. You'd be like the Simpsons over there.
Right.
With these
Hey, man, all I tell people is that I'm doing a podcast and you're going to get one every Thursday at midnight. That's it. Yeah. That's all I can tell you. And it's not, I'll take a week off for my birthday, but other than that, you're going to get a podcast every week, so it is what it is. But, yeah, man, Jerm, thanks for coming on, man. This has been dope, man. You got me to actually do something that I said I wasn't going to do, which was go back and listen to Kanye's music. And I like I said, it was incredible. I forgot how dope the dude was back then. I really, really loved Kanye back then. I can't tell y'all that I'll actually listen on any stream. Now, if I go back and listen to Kanye's music again, it won't be on the streaming service. It'll be something where I'm not giving him no money. So I don't believe in.
He doesn't own his publisher, man. He has some perpetual album deal. So he's not seeing any of that. Just don't buy none of those $90 t-shirts or those ugly slippers that all these kids are wearing now.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
this jailhouse.
I said, ugly shoes.
I said, what? I said my nephew had some on. I said, what are those? I'm looking at him like, he said, these are Yeezy slides. I said, what? It costs $100. I said $100 some for those.
$100 for some slides,
bro. And they look like some of the jail issued slippers, man. Them look like some shower shoes, brother. Like all the kids wear them now, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, bro. Like then he's selling you shirts with holes in them, and for $90. Like, man, come on, man. Wow. Ye gonna sell these kids a garbage bag, bro. Soon, man. They're gonna be walking around with garbage bags on. And they gonna think this shit cool.
Man. I mean, they fool enough. I mean, they actually saw this guy, as he prepared for this last album, did like a 2-month rollout. The man was staying in stadiums and all kind of crazy shit. I'm like,
this man turned the Mercedes Benz Dome to an Airbnb, bro. Like, come on, man.
I was like, shit, he need to try for the Falcons. They need a DB. They need a punt return and a DB. He might be able to get some run.
He was ordering DoorDash to the dome. He was just like, where you at? It's a big house. You can't miss it.
Oh man, boy, you stupid. But yeah, you guys know where to find me. This podcast, 12 Kyle podcast on all social media. I'm 12 Kyle, obviously on all social media. Again, we drop every Thursday. Make sure that you check out Frocast podcast on every Friday. Again, we dropping heat every week. We're not stopping. From time to time, I'll drop bonus episodes on Sunday. So that's going to do it for us as we take a look back. Peat, Kanye West. For my man King Jerm, I'm your boy 12 Kyle. We'll catch you guys next time. 5,000.
When you manage procurement for multiple facilities, every order matters. But when it's for a hospital system, they matter even more. Grainger gets it and knows there's no time for managing multiple suppliers and no room for shipping delays. That's why Grainger offers millions of products in fast, dependable delivery, so you can keep your facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you work in university maintenance, Grainger considers you an MVP because your playbook ensures your arena is always ready for tip-off. And Grainger is your trusted partner, offering the products you need all in one place, from HVAC and plumbing supplies to lighting and more. And all delivered with plenty of time left on the clock, so your team always gets the win. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, visit Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.